Welcome back to Engels Coach. I'm Dave Engel. This portion of the video series that we're putting together that we have called The Art of the Wheelwright, we're going to focus on what it takes to rebuild wagon hubs. So this is what we will start with, is a laminated piece. This particular one has 5 pieces of 8/4 ash, and we'll use a faceplate, and you want to use something similar. We'll cover over the hole on the end of the block and chuck it up into the lathe and start the turning process. Now, while we still have the hub blank on the lathe, you notice that I've taken 3 specific measurements. I've done the outer or the large end of the hub where the hub band is going to be. We've taken the measurement for the small end, and we've also got the diameter where the spokes are going to go. Now from here, we need to just finish this off, and this is going to be freehand. You're going to take your wood chisels, your gouges, whatever you're going to use on your metal lathe. In this particular one, this has a general sweeping S-curve from the outer spoke band to the outer hub band. And from the inner spoke band back to the inner hub band is just kind of a bull nose off. This is a real common style of wagon hub. This is the one that we're replicating here today. Now this is where I'm going to mortise for the spokes in our hub. I have a mortising tool here that uses a hollow chisel mortiser. I've mounted it above a milling table, so this milling table allows me to move in and out and side to side. I have an indexing jig here that I also use on top of the milling table, and this indexing jig of itself will move side to side, and it's adjustable in and out. I keep it contained to one position because I'm going to use my milling table to move side to side or in and out to adjust for the thickness of the mortises. So we'll go ahead and we're going to put the hub into here, into this indexing jig. And I have a plate here I want to show you that I use. This is what I fasten with a couple screws on the end of my hub. It has a center hole that I line up for center on the hub as it was chucked up in the lathe. I have 3 holes here that I put screws in. And I have 4 circles of holes, and the first circle will do a 10 spoke, then a 12 spoke, then a 14, and then a 16. So I have a little kind of a pin in my indexing jig that will index to whichever hole I need for however this spoke spacing is. This particular one, we're working on a back wheel, so we're going to put in 14 spoke spacing, and this jig will just automatically space these out for us. Now we're going to cut these mortises in a couple different steps. I'll do the front of the mortise, and I'm going to stop about a 1/4 inch shy of the back of the mortise. When we get the front done, then I'll go ahead and raise the pin from on the tailstock up to the upper position. That's going to raise the back of our hub, give us our angle. Then I'll go through and we'll do that last angled portion of the mortise as the last step. Now with our one side of the mortise done, we'll move our indexing jig over, get the width of the tenon mortise that we need, and we'll do the second half. So here we have the front of our mortise is cut. I've taken this pin and I've taken it out of the center position and I've moved it to the upper position. This elevates the back of our hub. This is what is going to put in the back taper of our mortise. So from here we'll go back to the lathe and we'll go through the process of what it takes to bore out for the boxing. Before I start, I want to explain the process that you're about to see. I'll start off by facing off the back side of the hub. I have it chucked up by the small end of the hub. I'm going to put a 2.5 inch hole and just kind of line bore up through the center, just past where the mortises are in the hub. I'll then take the boring bar and I'll open up the back portion to receive the bell of the boxing, and then I'll machine in our 2-degree taper that will fit the back side or the large side of the boxing. Then I'll take this hub and I'll turn it around. I'll finish facing off what will then be the front side. I'll finish out our 2.5 inch line bore hole. and then go ahead with our boring bar. We'll finish the small end of the boxing to our 2-degree taper to where we get a good fit there right before the nut is. We'll open that up to receive the nut and then put our slight little round over to finish the outer portion of the hub. So from here we'll begin boring out for our boxing. With our hub board, the next step is to go ahead and put on the hub bands. If we were to press the boxing in now, because of the tight fit, we could split out the hub. So we need the support of the hub bands on before we push in the boxing.